So if you're sick and tired of watching your energy bills climb higher and higher every single month, or you're just totally captivated by the idea of true energy independence, you are in exactly the right place. Making that huge leap from relying on the grid to generating your own power, it's massive, and demystifying the complex mechanics behind a hybrid solar system is the very first step. Today, we're diving right into this explainer, walking through a comprehensive, step-by-step guide to constructing an absolute powerhouse, a 48-volt, 5kW hybrid solar power system using a Deye inverter and lithium-ion batteries. We're going to take this intimidating wall of hardware, break it all down, and show you exactly how these pieces fit together to power your home.
But hey, before we even think about touching a wire, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. This level of electricity, it's totally unforgiving. We're talking high-voltage direct current from solar panels and massive battery banks. This is absolutely not like changing a light bulb. It carries serious, literal, life-threatening risks. So while this explainer is a fantastic guide to mastering the architecture and anatomy of a solar setup, if you don't have the practical electrical skills, hiring a professional isn't just a friendly suggestion, it's an absolute necessity. Keep a profound respect for that danger in mind as we explore the mechanics of this incredible technology.
Here's our quick roadmap for today. 1. Core system components. 2. Essential safety devices. 3. Wiring and physical layout. 4. The grounding system. 5. Safe commissioning procedure. And 6. Return on investment. Let's get into it.
Section 1. Core system components. We're talking about the brain, the brawn, and the storage.
Think of your solar setup like a living organism. First up, you've got the brawn. 7 500-watt solar panels connected in a single string, generating a total peak power of 3.5 kilowatts. These are the muscles doing all the heavy lifting out there in the sun. Next comes the brain of the operation, the Deye 48-volt 5kW hybrid inverter. This piece of tech is honestly incredible because it manages all that raw, fluctuating energy with a massive 97.6% efficiency. It's got dual MPPT trackers, which basically means it can actively optimize power coming from 2 completely different sets of roof panels if you ever want to expand. In fact, it supports up to 6.5 kilowatts of solar input, giving you plenty of room to grow later on. Finally, we have the storage. This is a massive 48-volt, 200-amp-hour lithium iron phosphate battery. Now, we use this specific chemistry, LiFePO4, because it's the absolute gold standard for home storage. It has an incredibly low risk of thermal runaway compared to older lithium chemistries, and it can cycle thousands of times, holding all that harvested energy nice and tight for when the sun goes down.
Section 2. Essential safety devices. Time to establish the shield.
To safely harness all that energy, we essentially have to build a fortress around the inverter. We split this protection into 2 distinct forces, the DC side and the AC side. Over on the DC side, you're handling the raw, untamed power straight from the sun and the battery. To control this, we use a PV isolator switch, which acts like a heavy-duty master valve to completely shut off the solar panels. Then, we add a DC surge protective device, or SPD. Think of an SPD like a massive shock absorber for lightning strikes or grid surges. It takes the deadly hits your expensive inverter doesn't have to. We also install heavy-duty circuit breakers, like the 125-amp MCCB for the battery. These are basically the bouncers at the door, instantly cutting off the power if too many amps try to rush the system all at once. Now, over on the AC side, which connects to the utility grid and your home's appliances, we completely mirror that protection. 2 32-amp AC circuit breakers and 2 more AC surge protective devices create a totally impenetrable shield, ensuring that a fault on one side never destroys the other.
Moving right along to Section 3, wiring and physical layout. Let's map out the skeleton of this beast.
Okay, so getting everything connected efficiently really requires mapping out a highly logical, super clean physical layout on your wall. The Deye inverter mounts right in the center, acting as your primary command module. Flanking it, you mount an 8-way or 10-way DC enclosure box on one side and an AC enclosure box on the exact opposite side. And look, keeping direct current and alternating current physically segregated in their own locked boxes isn't just about making it look neat and tidy. Mixing high-voltage DC and AC wiring in the same exact enclosure, that is a catastrophic safety hazard that can easily lead to electrical arcing and fires. Keep them completely separated, for sure.
Now, wire sizing is absolutely not a place to cut corners. Pushing high-voltage electricity through a wire that's way too thin is exactly like trying to force a fire hose of water through a tiny drinking straw. The friction builds up massive heat, and that is a direct recipe for a house fire. For the solar array coming down from the roof, you're going to need 10 AWG twin-core wire. The battery bank, though, is pushing massive, heavy amps, so it demands incredibly thick 2 AWG cables fitted with proper terminal lugs. Finally, your ground and AC connections rely on 8 AWG wire. Seriously, memorize these specs and never downgrade the gauge just to save a few bucks. It's just not worth it.
If there's one tiny, seemingly insignificant detail that will absolutely ruin your day, it's the CT sensor. This little clamp monitors the current flowing in and out of your house. And get this, the direction you install it literally dictates if your entire system understands energy flow correctly. If you accidentally install it backward, the inverter gets totally confused. It might think you need power when you actually don't, and it'll inadvertently dump your precious battery energy back into the public grid, racking up unwanted export charges instead of actually powering your home. Remember, the arrow always points to the inverter, no exceptions.
Section 4. The grounding system. Dropping the anchor.
Grounding is honestly the unsung hero of this entire multi-kilowatt beast. Without it, stray electricity will find its own path to the earth, often right through you. So first, you test the solar panels up on the roof. If the frames have an insulating layer, you have to bond them all together with bare copper wire to ensure a solid path. Second, you drive a massive 2.4-meter copper rod deep into the earth. And hey, if your roof array is far from the inverter downstairs, you'll actually want to use 2 separate ground rods to keep that electrical resistance as low as possible. Finally, you don't just twist a bunch of ground wires together with electrical tape. You use a solid, pure copper bus bar. The bus bar cleanly collects the grounds from the panels, the surge protectors, and the inverter chassis, creating an equal zero-resistance highway straight into the earth for any rogue electrical faults.
Let's look at Section 5, Safe Commissioning Procedure, Creating the Spark.
All that grueling hardware work leads right up to this, the sequential narrative for turning the system on. Think of this process like waking up a sleeping beast. You have to do it carefully, in a very rigid order. First, you awaken the heart of the system by turning on the massive battery breaker. Second, power on the inverter so the brain can boot up, and give it some time to fully stabilize its display. Third and fourth, you unleash the sun by flipping the external PV isolator, followed immediately by the DC input breaker. At this point, solar power is flowing right into the brain. Fifth, you introduce the utility grid, allowing the system to kind of handshake with city power. And finally, step 6, you turn on the AC breaker for the load output. Just like that, you've officially sent power to your house and the lights come on.
Section 6, Return on Investment. We're talking about the payoff.
So, after all the heavy lifting, the meticulous wiring, and the strict safety protocols, we have to look at what this setup actually provides. Assuming a highly conservative average of just 4 solid hours of peak sunlight per day, you're generating roughly 14 kilowatt hours of free energy daily. To put that into perspective, 14 kilowatt hours is enough to run a modern refrigerator all day long, power a high-efficiency air conditioning unit for a few hours in the afternoon, keep all your lights on, and easily run your home entertainment system. That is a massive chunk of your daily living, powered entirely by the sun.
When you crunch the numbers on that daily 14 kilowatt-hour yield against average rising grid utility prices, it translates to roughly 5.5 years before this entire system completely pays for itself. And because lithium iron phosphate batteries easily last a decade or more, everything after year 5.5 is pure, unadulterated profit. You are essentially locking in a $0 electricity rate for the foreseeable future, which is just incredible.
We've journeyed all the way from a dangerous, intimidating pile of high-voltage hardware to a meticulously protected, money-saving powerhouse. You now understand the intricate layout, the critical safety barriers, the exact wire sizing, and the rigid sequence needed to bring a massive hybrid system to life safely. So, the only thing left to answer is, are you ready to take the plunge, master these mechanics, and build your own path to true energy independence?